Okay, another personal question from me is my child loves pacifiers. He's a huge Wub and Ub fan. And right now, because his sister utilizes a pacifier, my kids are 11 and a half months apart, it's not super practical to break the habit because if I move, she's not obsessed, but he is. And so if I had pacifiers in the house, he's going to find it, he's going to pick it up. And so it's going to be much more hard or difficult to enforce. Whereas I think like a year from now, maybe that's going to be something thing. So he's 19 months old. I can already tell that he has like his two front teeth are kind of like a little bit buck at this point in time, like exactly where the pacifier goes. Like, is this something that is permanent? Like, is this going to affect his adult teeth? When is it good to break the habit of the pacifier? And I know some moms are definitely struggling with thumb sucking, finger sucking. What's the worst situation and how do we fix that?
So, you're not alone. I guess to start with the last question you asked, what's the worst situation? Probably if they have a thumb or finger habit because you can't remove it. So if I had to choose, if I had to give my child one, I'd probably prefer them to have a pacifier because eventually you can take it away.
Right. Do you find that kids that have pacifier issues end up sucking fingers or thumbs, or is it a completely separate thing? That's what I thought.
They usually have one or the other.
Got it. Okay.
Your goal in an ideal world would be to break the habit by the time they're 3 years old. And part of that reason is you will, like you said, you'll start to see the effects of their teeth. They'll start to stick out some. You'll start to see when they bite down, there's an opening where the teeth don't overlap. If you stop by the time they're 3, usually all of that is reversible. And so things will kind of just settle
like
back
without
down.
intervention?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. The bite will close, the teeth will get pushed back just from the musculature in your lips and cheeks and everything. And most kids kind of gradually wean down from having it all the time to having it when they're sleepy and upset. And then it's usually just bedtime is the last portion to break. So right now, if yours are 19 months old and 7, I mean, they still need it. And when they're that little, they need it to cope and to soothe themselves.
Yeah, because I noticed little sister, his Cleggy's little sister, she's more, like I initially started noticing she would put fingers and things in her mouth. And I was like, no, this is not good.
Yeah.
So she doesn't need the pacifier as much as my son does. He's literally addicted. But I noticed that she started doing that. As soon as she started doing that, I just introduced the pacifier instead and somehow was able to break it. I don't know that a lot of parents get success with that, but I just knew that probably was going to be a harder thing for me to deal with in the future.
That's great.
So as soon as I saw her doing it or putting her thumb in her mouth or whatever, I would just put the pacifier in because I figured it's one or the other. Yeah. So I'd rather just do the one.
That's a really good suggestion. Okay. I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah. Well, that's the section.
You learned it as a parent. Yeah.